On the coast of the Silver Sea were the villages and dwellings of the Sifa, a clan of mixed gelfling consisting of many other races. They were best known for their potions, charms, and magic jewelry, and were revered across the lands as the mystics of Thra. But aside from their clan attributes, the Sifa were also known for something far more important: their patron Skeksis, skekSa, the mariner. Along with being the only Skeksis to identify as a female, the mariner was also the most unique and independent of her kind. Refusing to align herself with the politics of the castle, skekSa spent nearly her entire life sailing the oceans, collecting treasures and valuables for her pleasure. She desired to leave the treacherous and wicked world of the Skeksis behind, with only the ocean and the winds guiding her. She accomplished this by living aboard a massive dragon-like sea creature called Vasa. Its scales were like gargantuan spikes, and its beaked maw full of sharp teeth. But the most special feature about this beast was skekSa's ability to live inside of it. It was much like an organic, breathing pirate ship, with hallways, decks, passages, living quarters, all connected by bones, ribs, and living tissue, and she controlled it all with her captain's whistle. By far the most unique quality about her was her warmth and compassion for the Sifa gelfling. Although it seemed superficial at times, she appeared to show actual interest in the lives and well-being of this clan, who, out of respect and fear, catered to her will. In fact, the only time she ever set foot on shore was to deliver gifts and treasures to those select few she cared for. It became an almost trusting relationship, and perhaps that is what created her affectionate nature, and as a result, they lived in peace with the sea. skekSa's appearance also set her apart from the rest. Though officially labeled as the Mariner, she was also often referred to as the Captain, a more appropriate title befitting a sea-hardy Skeksis. She was more avian in appearance, blue in color, with red-tinted eyes and a mane of black feathers surrounding her neck, much like the one she wore atop her captain's hat. A sailor's jacket fitted with dragon scale armor, dangling earrings, charms, and high black boots completed her looks, all encrusted with dried sea salt and barnacles from her life on the sea. But, unfortunately for her, this fragile alliance she maintained with her fellow gelfling was not to last. Upon the formation of the gelfling resistance, the Sifa ultimately decided to band together and join in the fight. skekSa viewed this as a deep betrayal and refused to let her clan, who had assisted her with so much, slip between her claws and into everlasting freedom. Seeing it as her only option, she reluctantly yet willingly realigned herself with the Emperor skekSo, and an old personal friend and political ally, skekSa the Ritual Master. Together, they planned to capture Naya and Gurjin, the two Drenchen twins who the Skeksis had been attempting to locate. However, when both failed to accomplish this, and with the Mariner suffering a horrible stab wound, skekSa was the next to betray her, placing the full blame on skekSa, pitting her last hopes against her. This is when the Mariner's full rage and hatred finally boiled through her blood. Now she had no one left, betrayed by both her new and old allies, cast into the abyss of Thra, with no support and no reason to go on. Because skekSa wanted Naya dead, she decided then to act out her fiery revenge with a direct assault on the Drenchen's home. She solely blamed Naya for turning the Sifa against her, and through brute force, she planned to wipe them out. But her plan was foiled, outwitted, and in many ways outmatched by Naya's powers. With the strength of her mother Madra Lasaid and the bravery of skekSa's own counterpart Ursan the Swimmer, skekSa the Mariner was stopped. Although she managed to kill Naya and Gurjin's mother in the process, she was unable to escape the combined powers of Lasaid and Naya, using their magic and calling on Thra itself to literally grow her into a tree, trapping her inside forever. skekSa's counterpart was Ursan the Swimmer. Just like the Mariner, Urson also spent her entire life completely separate from the other mystics. She enjoyed spending her days exploring all the waterways of Thra, the lakes, rivers, and even into the oceans. Strangely, these two were actually not so opposite, as both spent their lives alone and dedicated to the water, the only difference being the reasons each had for their lifestyles. Usually each half creates a balance of light and dark, but in this circumstance, it's harder to define. Although most would view this character as evil because of the action she took near the end of her days, we should remember what drove her to this madness. Sympathy can be found when you realize that, just like the scientist, she desired to be independent and free. She valued her life away from the poisons of the castle. But when that life was suddenly taken from her and not even her old allies supported her, she found herself without hope and resorted to rage and violence, which would end up imprisoning her, casting away her freedom forever. And so, she would sail the seas no more. Well, my friends, that's gonna do it for my biography on skekSa the Mariner. Now it's time for you guys to leave all of your thoughts and opinions down below in the Great White Void. What do you guys think about this very unique character? As always, until next we meet, take care, and I'll see you guys back here for the next video very soon.